Now, our next speaker, we're delighted to have Sharon Keegan, and she's a Dragon's Den winner and CEO of founder of Peachylean. And unfortunately, Orla O'Connor, who is the director of the National Women's Council of Ireland, is not feeling too well today, so wish her a speedy recovery. So Sharon, if it's okay, I will be asking you some questions. And thank you very much again for taking your time, because I think you've just literally got back from a break as well, so really appreciate that. So Sharon, can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself and your journey to date?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. And oh my God, I'm an emotional wreck after that. Jules and Caroline starting the day. And I'm very, very proud and honored actually to be able to speak to everybody here today, because all of what they've just spoken about has really touched my heart. And I was crying with Caroline at one point. So just excuse my wobbly tone today. So yeah, so I am the founder and CEO of a company called Peachylean. And I think my mission really around building this company was to represent the women that were underrepresented in the media when it comes to body shape and size and gender and race. And I felt that the media never really represented these women, you know, I suppose in imagery, in their branding, in the photographs and their websites, and really that's where it started for me with an idea, and also with me feeling a little bit left out, if I'm really honest. So I had been running a company called Prime Minister for a UK brand for over 8 years, and I fell pregnant when I was 33, and I lost my job around that time, and I honestly then felt very, very low, and I was diagnosed with postnatal depression. And at this time in my life, I decided to find my happy place, which was in the gym. And I couldn't find any activewear on the market space that, one, fit my body shape, my postnatal body shape. I was a size 18 to 20 at the time. And also the imagery that I was being presented with in all of these companies was of a standard woman with a six-pack abs, you know, certain size, certain shape, certain color. And I just decided, right, enough is enough. So that's where Peachylean was born. I never educated to a degree level. So I left school when I was, you know, after leaving cert, and I went traveling around the world. And I decided at 33, with a brand new baby and postnatal depression, that I was going to go back to college and study innovation in UCD. And that's really where Peachylean was born and started. I can't hear you, Angela, sorry.
Great, Sharon. Thank you. Sorry about that. Sharon, can you please maybe share with us, you know, what particular hurdles you had to overcome, or maybe that you still continue to overcome to date?
Yeah, so like, I suppose this is not new news to anyone, but, you know, being a female founder or female CEO can be incredibly difficult. I'm not going to lie. We're raising money at the moment, and I just got off a pitch with 15 male investors. So it's a difficult, I suppose, space as a female founder to be taken seriously sometimes. And I'll tell you a story. So when I started out my career, I had just left UCD. I'd just graduated with Entrepreneur of the Year, which I had massive anxiety going into the college. I felt I was underrepresented because I was from a working class background. I spoke with a flat Dublin accent. I was 33. Like, what was I doing in college? And I ended up leaving with Entrepreneur of the Year. So that, I hope that inspires one person here today. But when I left with my idea of creating this brand, with this inclusive brand of all shapes and sizes, and I presented that to a panel of male mentors, I was told, and I have my kind phrase, that it was only women's leggings and I would never be taken seriously. And I'll just show you, I have it coined on my desk, okay, just to really, really inspire me every day. And if I was to listen to this particular voice in the room who told me it was only women's leggings and we'd never be taken seriously, and I didn't listen to my own belief and my own vision, I wouldn't be here today speaking to you guys. And the only women's leggings sold 1.1 million euros in them bloody leggings last year, and we'll do 2.7 million this year. So I suppose I just really want to get that across to you, that you can't listen to other people's opinions or other people's, you know, negative voices around something you're super passionate about and something that you want to make a change. Because I really do hone in on what Caroline said. We all feel we're only one little voice in the world, but we have so much power to make a change in the world. And I just want to inspire any person here today to do the same.
And is there anything in particular, Sharon, that's kind of helped you overcome those hurdles to secure the leadership role, and maybe to be recognized for your competencies in the skills that you have, and not just your identity or your physical appearance, or, you know? Yeah,
I think, look, if I'm truly honest, I think we all have our inner critic or our inner voice that tells us that we, you know, we're not articulate enough, or we're not bright enough, or, you know, you don't have a degree, or you don't have this, or you've never been a CEO and you're a female. And if you're to listen to that voice, that's enough to make you feel unconfident. But you have to really have the power of belief in yourself. And I would encourage anyone to work on that. Like it's a process. It's like going to the gym. It's like eating your chicken and your rice and your vegetables. You have to, you know, every day work on your own values, your own, you know, self-development and your belief in yourself and what you want to do in the world. And I would encourage, I suppose, anyone listening, that if you don't know what it is truly that you want to do, spend a bit of time working on your own values and what your passion is, and writing these things down, and truly believing that you can make a difference or a change in the world. That's the core around being a good leader is truly believing in yourself. Excellent. And is there anything you would have liked to have known or done if you were starting out in your career again? I always say, go back to that, you know, the young girl in, you know, Tala Community School who, again, spoke with the flat Dublin accent, didn't know where she wanted to go in life or what she wanted to do. And, you know, she fell ill with depression and was discluded and bullied at one point as well. So, you know, I suppose that's where we get the mission or the vision to make a change. But if I could tell her that, you know, really and truly the superpower is to be yourself. Like, that's your true superpower. Like, you know, you are one in, you know, what is it, 6 billion people on this planet, and you are individually incredible. And it's that's your superpower. Like, never try to be like anybody else. We all look up to these amazing CEOs, leaders, the TikTok, the influencers, you know, the people who we aspire to be like. But your true superpower is you, and it's your mission and your values and all of these gorgeous things inside you. That's what makes you unique, an individual, and a true leader. And is there anything, Sharon, that you'd say to us working in education that you feel we should encourage more or do? Or if you were invited in to lecture a particular topic to students in third level, what would that be? I think it's my biggest lecture, and maybe you'll have me in actually to teach it, would be rejection. Learning how to deal with rejection and looking at rejection as a power. It's a power. Sometimes we're rejected by boyfriends, girlfriends, you know, jobs, careers, whatever it is. But it's the rejection that builds the resilience and the determination and the strength in your character. And it's learning how to deal with rejection that really sets you apart from others. Rejection is also a power, and it should be embraced. So yeah, failure, learn how to fail, learn how to take rejection. And I'll come and teach you about it. I've had many. And maybe just, I suppose, I can't let you go without maybe asking you about the Dragon's Den when you went in front of that. Like, what, just maybe in a few words, your thoughts. Do you know that the Dragon's Den nearly never happens? This is a great story. So here's one about, you know, failures. I unfortunately, just before Dragon's Den, was struggling with immense grief. So I lost my younger brother, sorry, my middle brother. He was only 35 years of age, very suddenly. And there was an immense amount of grief and pain that we were dealing with. So I decided I wasn't going to go to the Dragon's Den. But my father's an incredible entrepreneur, and he said, your brother wanted you to do this. This is why you got this opportunity. You have to go and do it. So I went anyway, and I was sitting in the hairdressers, getting the hair done before the show. And my inner critic, that kind of negative voice, I call her the mad roommate in your head. You know, it always pipes up in times of change, or, you know, before an exam or before a particular moment in your life that you're probably supposed to go after, but the inner critic will always tell you, no, don't do it, don't do it. So my inner critic said to me, what are you doing? Don't do this. Like, you cannot go in there. You're going to be made an absolute, you know, fool of on the television, the BBC, you know, by everybody, and don't do it. So I came out of the hairdresser's lovely hairdo and told my father, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to go. I'm going to tell them that I have COVID and I can't do it. And that moment that, and Caroline mentioned Mariangela, but she's a great quote of like, oh dear, what if I fail? And she says, oh, but baby, what if you fly? And that came into my head. I thought, well, I'll just go for it. And I came out of that Dragon's Den with 3 dragons investing in the business. And the business like exploded in the year afterwards. So I suppose my message to anyone is, if the inner critic is piping up at some point in your life, you need to tell her or him that, you know, it's fine, and that you need to push through, because he only pipes up of times of real growth and real change. But what an amazing experience, absolutely amazing. And you can watch it on YouTube if you just Google it there later on.
And I did watch it. It was amazing. So well done. And Sharon, thank you very much. And you've kept the time. That's brilliant. I'm not too sure. Can you stay on for a few moments?
Yeah, I'll stay on for a few more moments. I do have to leave at around 11 o'clock. So
no problem.
I'm really enjoying it. So thank you for having me.
If any particular questions, I know in the chat that there's also been some positives coming up. So thanks again, Sharon. So I'm not too sure, Peter or Adele, is there anything that's popped up at present?
Not as yet, Angela, but thank you so much, Sharon. What a wonderful, inspirational story again, and so energizing for everybody to listen to. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thanks again, Sharon. Thank you.